The next day at the Charlotte offices of the FBI, agents began to piece together what little they knew about the crime. After a weekend of investigating, all they learned was that David Gant, a van, and a little over $17 million in untraceable bills disappeared during or after Gant's work shift the day before. It was not a great way to start an investigation. With a 24-hour head start, David Gant could be anywhere by now. If the FBI ever hoped to find the missing cash, they needed to find Gant fast. Agents started by talking with his wife Tammy and one of David's sisters. They hoped some detail of his personal life would give them some idea why he pulled the heist, who might have helped him, and most importantly, where he was.
Any relatives, any friends?
David's wife Tammy gave the FBI a lot of background information on her husband. She told them she hadn't noticed anything odd about David's behavior before the robbery. She explained that money was tight and the couple lived simply, but had run up some credit card debt. Tammy told the agents she kept a close eye on the bottom line and kept David on a strict budget. David had been working a lot of long hours to try and get ahead of their bills. Tammy couldn't believe he was involved in this and was certain someone must have forced him to do it. She feared he had been kidnapped, or maybe worse.
So he wasn't bad.
You go through David Scott Gant's routine, and what you find out is there is no noticeable blip on the screen. He was acting the way that you would expect any normal person who should have returned home the following day to act. He went out to dinner with his wife. He helped put the groceries away. He had made his dental appointment. He had been living life just as he had lived it every other day prior to this crime. So there was nothing immediate that jumped out that said, here's the indicator. This is going to tell us why he did it, who he did it with, and where he's gone to. It just wasn't there.
To find David Gant, the authorities needed to circulate his photograph and register him with the National Crime Information Center computer system. But to do that, they needed to indict him. United States Attorney Mark Calloway prosecuted the case.
Because they had David Gant on tape taking the money out of Loomis, we had a grand jury that happened to be sitting on Monday, and we were able to indict him for the larceny the next day. So 2 days, less than 48 hours after the theft, David Gant was indicted for it.
On the Monday following the theft, the media learned of the story. The FBI launched a nationwide manhunt as part of the investigation they were now calling Operation Charlotte. The Bureau now had a catchy name for the investigation, but they still had no idea where David Gant and the missing $17 million had gone.